Hi everyone, thank you for watching. My name is Patricia Tomlinson. I am an art historian, a professional art museum curator, and I would like to read for you this evening. But first, I would like to thank the Marian Literacy Council, and especially R.J. Jenkins for the opportunity to do this. Books have meant the world to me my entire life, and it was actually really hard for me to choose what I was going to read tonight, so I actually am going to do excerpts from two books. I just couldn't narrow it down anymore. So I beg your indulgence in that. The first book is by the author Jeanette Winterson, and it is entitled Art Objects. Jeanette Winterson is a British author, and she has won numerous awards and written a lot of really fantastic books. And I really like what she has to say about art, so I thought I would share that with you. The reality of the imagination leaves out nothing. It is the most complete reality that we can know. Imagination takes in the world of sense experience, and rather than trading it for a world of symbols, delights in it for what it is. The artist is physical, and it is in the work of true artists, in any medium, that we find the most moving and most poignant studies of the world that we can touch and feel. It is the writer, the painter, and not the realist, who is intimate with the material world, who knows its smells and tastes because they are fresh in her mouth, full in her mouth. When her hand touches, she feels. R.A. Collingswood said that Cezanne painted like a blind man. Critics at the time agreed, though for different reasons. He meant that the two-dimensional, flimsy world of what is overlooked by most of us suddenly reared out of the canvas, massy and tough. Cezanne seems to have hands in his eyes and eyes in his hands. When Cezanne paints a tree or an apple, he does not paint a copy of a tree or an apple. He paints its nature. He paints the whole that is lost to us as we pass it, eat it, chop it down. It is through the painter, writer, composer who lives more intensely than the rest of us that we can rediscover the intensity of the physical world. And not only the physical world. There is no limit to new territory. The gate is open. Whether or not we go through it is up to us. But to stand mockingly on the threshold, claiming that nothing lies beyond, is something of a flat earth theory. The earth is not flat, and neither is reality. Reality is continuous, multiple, simultaneous, complex, abundant, and partly invisible. The imagination alone can fathom this, and it reveals its fathomings through art. The reality of art is the reality of the imagination. The second excerpt I wanted to read you this evening is from Pema Chodron, When Things Fall Apart. Pema Chodron is a Buddhist nun, and she is the head of Gampo Abbey in Nova Scotia. And I thought her words, although this was written many years ago, I thought her words this evening were especially important. We can aspire to be kind in the moment, to relax and open our heart and mind to what is in front of us right in the moment. Now is the time. If there's any possibility for enlightenment, it's right now, not at some future time. Now is the time. Now is the only time. How we relate to it creates the future. In other words, if we're going to be more cheerful in the future, it's because of our aspiration and exertion to be cheerful in the present. What we do accumulates. The future is the result of what we do right now. When we find ourselves in a mess, we don't have to feel guilty about it. Instead, we could reflect on the fact that how we relate to this mess will be sowing the seeds of how we will relate to whatever happens next. We can make ourselves miserable, or we can make ourselves strong. The amount of effort is the same. Right now, we are creating our state of mind for tomorrow, not to mention this afternoon, next week, next year, and all the years of our lives. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.